All right, today we are diving into a real mystery, but it's not a whodunit, it's more of a what is it? We're going on a philosophical investigation to map out the architecture of a phantom, a creature that, for all intents and purposes, just isn't there.
So I want you to just picture this creature in your mind. A black poodle, it's got these glowing red eyes, and it's roaming through a thick red fog. And it's been doing this for exactly 389 days. You can see it, right? I mean, it's crystal clear in your head. But here's the kicker. This creature does not exist in the outside world. It's a complete phantom. So the real question is, if it's not out there, how can you see it so perfectly in here?
You know, to solve this mystery, we got to start with this really radical idea from the philosopher Immanuel Kant. He kicked off what people call a Copernican revolution in philosophy. And the core idea is this. Your mind isn't just some passive mirror reflecting the world. No, it's a projector, and it's actively building the world you see. Okay, so this basically shows you the before and after of Kant's big idea. The old way of thinking was that the mind was just this passive mirror, just reflecting whatever reality was out there. But Kant completely flipped that on its head. He argued that for us to experience anything at all, reality itself has to conform to the built-in structure of our minds. Your mind is an active agent. It's like an operating system that shapes every single thing you perceive. And this is absolutely crucial. Without that mental OS, all the data that's just flooding your senses, all the colors, the sounds, the textures, it would all just be an incomprehensible chaos, a totally meaningless swirl of stuff. It's your mind that provides the essential architecture that takes that chaos and turns it into the coherent, structured world you experience every single moment. Okay, so if our mind is an active builder, let's play architect for a minute. Let's take that phantom poodle we all imagined and deconstruct it, piece by piece, to see exactly how our mental operating system actually built it from the ground up.
So, first step. How does a chaotic swirl of black and red sensations become a distinct poodle standing next to a distinct fog? Well, your mind uses something called the principle of individuality. It grabs all that raw, messy data and bundles it into coherent objects. Then it imposes the form of space, which forces you to see these bundles as separate things in different locations. So get this, space isn't really out there, it's a rule that's hardwired into your mental software.
And what about that weirdly specific duration, 389 days? Where in the world does that number come from? Well, it's not a property of the world. It's actually manufactured by another tool in your mind's toolkit, time. Time isn't some objective river flowing around us. Kant would say it's the form of our inner sense, and it's what organizes our experience into a nice, neat sequence of past, present, and future. Those 389 days, that's a timeline your mind just made up.
And the action itself? The poodle is roaming. Think about it. You don't actually see roaming. What you see is the poodle in different places at different moments. It's your mind that automatically connects those dots using its third major tool, causality. Causality is the mental rule that just links all events into a chain that makes sense. It's another rule of your OS, imposed on reality to make sense of change. It's what turns a bunch of static snapshots into a story of motion.
So what's the verdict here? The poodle, whose shape is defined by space, whose duration is defined by time, and whose movement is defined by causality, is not a real, independent object. It's an image. It's an image rendered by your mind. And the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, who built on Kant's work, gave this a very specific name, representation. A really great way to get your head around this is to think of the world you see as the graphical user interface of reality. It's this super user-friendly display that's been rendered by your mental OS. That phantom poodle? It's like an icon on your desktop. You can see it, you can interact with it, but you are never ever interacting with the deep, unknowable source code that's running underneath. You're only ever seeing the icon. And this right here leads to the most mind-bending consequence of this whole process, the constant background activity of your mind, projecting space and time and causality onto everything. It actually splits all of reality into two fundamentally different domains. So, on one side, you've got the phenomenal world. This is the world of appearance. It's the GUI. It's a world filled with separate objects, all structured by space, time, and causality. This is where our phantom poodle lives, and it's the only world we can ever actually know directly. But on the other side is the noumenal world, the source code. It is completely free of space, time, and all those rules. It's a singular, unified reality, and it is forever completely unknowable to us. Which, of course, leads us to the ultimate question. If the world we see is just a mental construction, a projection, then what is the true reality? What's the source code that it's hiding?
This is where Schopenhauer gave Kant's idea this new kind of mystical spin. He called the phenomenal world the veil of Maya, borrowing the term from Indic philosophy. He saw it as this grand illusion, a deceptive mirage of multiplicity that we're all just born into. Everything you see, our poodle included, is part of this veil.
So what's behind the veil? Schopenhauer argued that if the world of appearances is a mental construction, then there has to be some deeper, singular reality behind it all. And he called this ultimate reality the will. Now, he didn't mean your will or my will. He meant a single, blind, striving, unified force that is the true essence of absolutely everything. And this projector analogy really ties the whole thing together. So the will is like the raw electricity powering the machine. Your active mind, that's the projector itself. The lenses of the projector are space and time, shaping the raw data. And the final, coherent, but totally illusory image you see up on the screen, our phantom poodle, well, that's the phenomenal world. That's the veil of Maya.
So we end with this one powerful realization. You don't see the world and then understand it. It's the other way around. You have a system for understanding, and therefore you see a world. That poodle in the fog was never out there. It was, and it always will be, built right in here.